Good morning. We are working on a tractor today. Brock's here, and we're gonna pull these outside weights off. The first thing we're gonna do this morning. Tires should be here in a half hour or so. So that's today. New tires. So these are not hard to do. We just use the forklift and then zip the bolts off, nuts off. And hopefully Brock's got it. There, shaved 1,000 pounds off the tractor almost, 900. A little lighter for spring work. We could probably take some of these front weights off, but I'm probably not going to. The thing is, we don't really need the weight for the traction and for pulling and stuff, but that planter, the 1790, is very heavy, and you need the weight as a counterweight to keep the front end on the ground. Now, this one with the front duals and stuff and the ILS, we probably don't need that much weight. I don't know how many we got on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We probably could get by with half that many. We're going to leave them for now. All right, next up, we're gonna jack up the tractor. We've got to get weight off. We're gonna do both outsides first. We'll take the air out of them, and then when the tires get here, he'll pop them off. I believe we have tubes in them. Maybe not. So, at least one of these tires has a tube in it. I'm not sure which one, but we'll go ahead and change that outside one, and then we'll go ahead and take it off and use our overhead crane, get it out of there, and then we can change the inside one. Okay, so we've got that all jacked up, and we're letting the air out of these tires. Just got a text from the tire guy. He's on his way, but probably be a half hour or so before he gets here. So Brock's going to get our clover seeder out, that little seeder that we put in the back of our gator. We got to get that put in. I've got clover seed ordered and got to go pick that up as soon as I get a chance to do so. And then we're going to spread some clover seed here in our wheat pretty soon for frost seeding cover crop. Oh, our tires are here. There's our clover seeder. There's the bed of the gator. Brock's trying to figure out how to get it in there. He took him a little bit to figure out how to get the tailgate off, but we got it. You're getting there. No, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did not need to take that side panel off of there. Oh, actually, well, yeah, don't put it back on yet, because those bolts there are what hold the front of the seeder in, and yeah, sometimes you gotta take them out, sometimes you don't. Well, I did not get to film very much of that. I did make a time lapse there for you, so I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, we're having trouble getting this one to seat on the bead. It kind of wants to get cockeyed, and then there are little grooves in there, and the air just kind of seeps. I don't know. We couldn't get it to go. So he went to get some tire soap stuff and take the trailer back. And yeah, last year we did not have this much trouble, so I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, we got the outside duals off. We just haven't got the new ones on. I mean, that one's on, but we didn't put that one on because we're going to put that sealer soap, Murphy's soap on there, and they should seat up real good after that. So back to this project this afternoon. Brock's got our seeder ready to go over there. I've got to go and get the clover seed. It's it's ready for me to go pick it up. I just got to go and get it. And he is going to grease the sprayer. That was something that we did not do the other day, so he's going to go ahead and take care of that, following all the directions in the book. Dad's out getting the sprayer ready, the nozzles and screens and all of that stuff. And we got to dig out a nurse tank. We're thinking about spraying some 28 on some wheat later tonight. Yeah. Got it all unfolded. You can see all those blue nozzles. Those are the T-Jet SJ7s. They are what we use for putting nitrogen on wheat. Instead of a fan pattern or a broadcast spray, they have 7 holes in them and they leave streams, and it doesn't burn the wheat that way. So he's cleaning out screens and apparently draining some of the RV antifreeze out of it, getting her all ready to go. Well, we are back at it. Got this one. It's taking air. It hasn't fully seated yet, but there's air going in the tire, so at some point that's probably going to pop. There it goes. Cool. Finally, we got both of the outsides on, air in them. I don't know what kind of pressure we got. That's irrelevant at the moment because now they've got to come off so we can get to the inside. So we're going to get our hoist around here. Brock's here. He's going to help. And we're going to pull this rowing of bolts out and pull that out of there. We're going to do it with the weight on. We're going to use the hoist and through that chain loop. So Brock's got to go. All right, that is out of the way. That tire and rim is quite heavy with the weight on there. I mean, you're adding over 500 pounds, almost 600, just in the weight plus the rim and the tire. So it's not light. That one had a tube in it, which, I mean, it is what it is. It held air, but it made it a little more difficult. So. Plus, working in close, tight quarters with the tractor doesn't make this any fun either. All right. Third one is getting air in it. One more. We got to get that one put back on before we go too far here. So, yeah, we'll do that next, I suppose. We think it's going. Maybe not. There you go. There's a lot of volume in the tire. It takes a little while just to pressurize it enough to get it to start to seat. Used tires for sale. Completely shot, cracked sidewalls. They're worth nothing. Anybody wants them? You can have them for free. Let me know. 480 80R50 Goodyears. There's a good Now I know that behind that wall there's a really sweet tractor, but this one is still pretty dang awesome and looks real good. Some new shiny tires on the back will help out a lot this year, won't they, Brock?
Yeah. Looking forward to it. It would have been nice to have them last year.
Brock got stuck twice last year. He blames the tires. I don't know about that, but yeah.
They were practically racing slips.
Well, they were fine. I mean, I didn't get stuck with it. All right. Anyway, they're good here. These tires are fresh off the presses. Where's that date code at? Somewhere I saw it. No. Hold on. I'll find it. Right? Not that one. This one. 06-22. That means that they were made the 6th week of 22. That was like the 2nd week of February. Those tires are a month old. I ordered these tires in November because I knew they were going to be hard to get. Now they're almost impossible to find if you wanted some. And having brand new, fresh rubber on is it's not ideal. Ideally, these tires would be a year old before you put them on because it gives that rubber compounds time to harden up a little bit. These will probably wear a little faster than we would like them to, but there's not a whole lot I could do. So it is what it is. They'll be fine and they'll be really nice, and this tractor is good to go. So we're done with that tractor in the shop now. We're going to put it back out here. I could hook it up to the planter, but we're not quite ready to go to the field yet. Oh, look, our wing wheel's settled, at least on one side. Maybe on the other side we fixed that O-ring and that was the problem, and there's another one that's causing this side. Because I'm pretty sure they were all 4 doing it before. Frustrating. Anyway, we're going to put that tractor back in right here. Brock's going to sweep up the floor a little bit before we do so. It is super, super nice out. Like, I don't know, 70 degrees, sun shining, light breeze. It's beautiful. Which makes me want to go plant beans, but I don't think it's dry enough. I'm going to jump in the Gator. We're going to go drive around. We're going to look at a couple of fields and just take that shot, but I don't think that we can go to the field today. Let's go see if there's any soybean planting potential. The fields where I would ideally like to start are these ones right here behind the barn. And, well, let's go take a look. Well, right here, it's drier than anticipated. I should go get a shovel. This might be closer than I thought. Huh. That's not too bad. Huh. Okay. Here it's a little gooey. I mean, it's not as horrible as I thought it would be, but that is too wet to plant. We're not as dry as we were a year ago. Last year it was March 17th when I planted some early season soybeans. If you're new to the channel and you don't remember that, yeah. Last year I did an experiment. On March 17th I planted about 17 acres of soybeans just to see what would happen. They lived, they survived. They survived some really late frosts into mid-May, and they were 70 bushel soybeans. And so I said, if I get the opportunity this year, I would plant 80. I would plant a whole field rather than just a little piece. But our ground has been so wet and it's been so cold and the snow that I thought there's no way we just aren't going to get the opportunity. And we're still not quite there. We're at least a couple of days away, I think. So we're not going to be as early, but there's still a chance we do some early planted beans. We've also got some spots like that where, well, Dad tried to do some fall tillage and it was way too wet. That's going to take a little while to dry out, although there's much less water in there now than there was a couple of days ago. Yeah, we got to do something with that. Overall, I'm surprised how dry this is. If it was June, I'd probably go, but it's not June, it's March. And so we wait for a little bit better conditions. Let's go check some other fields though. So here's another field of corn stalks. This is one of our better tiled fields. It did get chiseled last fall though, so generally when we chisel corn stalks, they tend to stay just a little bit wetter in the spring than if we just disked them or we were to no-till into them. So you can see it's mostly dry on top. There are some little pockets that are still a little damp. I anticipate this still being just a little bit too gooey because we wouldn't be able to just come and plant this. We would have to run a field cultivator through it, and it's got to be a little bit drier for that than to just plant it. So it's not horrible. It's not horrible. The top 2 or 3 inches, like this is good. It's the next little bit down there that is just a little bit too gooey yet. So it's not happening today. We're not planting soybeans today. And I'm not so much explaining this to you as talking myself out of it. Because I would love to do it, but it's not dry enough. We got to find a field that we just disked corn stalks. We got to go find one of those. Let's see, where can I go? You guys, how do I talk myself out of this? Do you see where I'm standing right here? Do you see that corn stalks row and how it's a little bit cleaner down here? There's not as much residue. That's because this flooded. It was literally underwater and all the corn stalks floated off to the edge. And, well, we don't need to go that deep. When the dirt breaks apart like that, she's good to go. Like, get the planter. Oh, I am struggling to not get the planter right now. This would have to be disked, but it's dry enough to do it. That's the thing. It's dry enough. It could be disked. I have to get the disc ready. I have to hook the planter up. I have to treat some beans. We might plant beans tomorrow. We might do it. It's just absolutely insane to think that we can plant beans in March and that they'll make it. But I did it last year. I did it. I proved that it can be done. So what is stopping me from doing it again? Ground conditions. But ground conditions are not bad. It's too rough to just plant this. We've got to disc it. I wish I would have done that last year and I didn't. It might happen. Well, Brock's got our floor cleaned up pretty decent here, so we're going to stick that tractor in here. I'm going to help guide him in a little bit. It's hard to see. We might get it out tomorrow. Hook up to the bean planter. Plenty of room over here. Straight in. He's good. Well, I needed to talk to Dad, so I came back to see how he's doing. He's cleared off quite a little bit here in the last 2 days. Got his fire roaring there. Let's go talk. And the water's still flowing through here. He's peeling the bank back, or the brush and crap off of it. I imagine that tree's gonna disappear here real quick. I tell you what. Alright, so we have more pressing issues than planting beans right now. We've got to get the nitrogen on the wheat. We have today and tomorrow to do so. Dad did not want to start earlier this afternoon because it's 70 degrees and sunny. Our wheat, or our 28 fertilizer can volatilize under the right weather conditions. Warm is one of those weather conditions. It is supposed to cool down tonight and into tomorrow and not be as warm and then start raining. The best thing that can happen when we put our 28 on our wheat is that we get a ½ inch of rain right after we do it and it washes it down into the ground, into the root zone. That is supposed to happen tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. So, the plan is to spend the rest of today getting some nitrogen on the wheat. We are going to go back and get that sprayer set up. We've got it all ready to go, but I have to get the monitor set up. I got to get all the field information loaded in there. I've got to get the run pages and everything set up. And we're going to load up a load of 28 and go spray it out. Our plan is to try and get 1 or 2 loads done tonight, and we will do the rest tomorrow. We only have about 8 loads to spray, and it'll be done. It's not going to take that long, but we got to go and do it. So, let's get started. Real quick, I'm swinging through this field of super late planted wheat. It's greener than it was a couple of days ago. I'm still not committed to keeping this, but look right there. Can you guys see it? Can you see it? Let me get out. Look at it. It's not purple anymore. It's green. And it's there. But it's not right there. So it's really, really spotty at this point. We're not deciding to keep this. It is getting more likely, but I'm not deciding it. Because there's nothing here. There's nothing. Okay, we're getting the spray ready to go. I created a setup file. I'm going to try and get the monitor all set up here, but we're folding the booms up. We got to get it loaded up. Transferring some files. Yesterday we drive in the sprayer and I missed a golden opportunity, and I want to thank you guys for pointing it out. So power ladder. Yeah. Okay, I think I got this set up at least for now. Set up a couple of run pages. This one I know how to do really, really well, so it doesn't take me too long to do it. It's not as nice and user is customizable, I guess, as the Gen 4 monitors, but I know how it works, and that is worth a lot right now. So we're ready to load up. Well, first tank load of the year, we've got a couple of leaks. Gotta get our pump warmed up. We're leaking right here. We gotta get a new gasket in there. If I hold it just right, it doesn't do it. And we got a crack over there we'll address later too, but we're putting some ATS in. That's ammonium thiosulfate. We need 128 gallons. And then we're gonna switch to 28, which is, in that tank, that's just 28% nitrogen. The ATS is 120026, 12% nitrogen, 26% sulfur, and that is our sulfur source in our early shot here. So we're putting a 25-to-3 ratio on. 3 gallons ATS, 25 gallons of 28. We switched the valves there, so now we're pumping 28, and we'll pump it all the way up to 1200 total. I do have a meter in there that's relatively accurate. It's not great, but it's not horrible. We got a fitting that cracked over winter, so we're gonna have to fix that. 3-inch T there. All right, I put a new end in that pump, the male coupler end. Why we have a yellow one, I don't know. It's probably a cheap one, and that's probably why it started leaking. Anyway, I would put a new one in. I put a new gasket in that coupler. Hopefully that fixes it and it's not leaking there anymore. I don't have the stuff to fix that coupler. I'll have to get one coming, but it's on the suction side, so as long as the pump is running, it's not leaking too bad. So that one will be okay. We got the sprayer loaded up with the first load, 1200 gallons. Dad and I have a meeting we have to go to at 6 o'clock here tonight. So we're gonna go do that, and then when we get back, he'll probably spray this one out, and that's all we'll do for tonight, and then we'll try and hit it hard tomorrow, would be my guess, if I had to guess. All right, we are back from our little meeting. It is 7 o'clock. That took longer than I thought it would. That's all right. We're gonna get the sprayer fired up here, but I'm gonna let Dad go and spray it tonight. Okay, there he goes. I am going to take the 7520. We're going to hook up the little box scraper, I think. Yeah, and go scrape some dirt around my house. I want to fill in some of those lines, you know, the electric line, the water line, all that stuff. Try and level things up a little bit. I would use the 4020, but we got a bum tire on the 4020 that needs some attention. It was leaking some of the chloride that's in it, so I'm not going to take that right now. Well, that took more doing than it should have. Somebody didn't put the jack down. They just unhooked it and pulled away from it. So I had to get some straps and lift it up with a 3-point, but we got it. Let's go have some fun. Well, I got some of the lines knocked down, drug a little dirt around. I need to backhoe probably to really position some dirt a little bit better. This tractor's just a little too big for this job, but it's what I had available. So I'm trying to be real careful where the line's buried for my septic system. There's one spot where it's uncovered there, and I don't like that. So we need to dump some dirt on there. And it has settled around the tank. We need to put a bunch of dirt in there. So I'm just trying to level things off a little bit, smooth them out. It's better than it was. I got this line up front here where the water line was good. I need to pick up all of those. But it's gonna keep settling. This is gonna be a long process of getting everything graded off, but it's at least a start. Maybe make the water shed a little bit better. All right, 7:45. I'm going home. Thanks for watching today. Check back tomorrow, because I have no idea. I have no idea how tomorrow is going to go, what we're going to do. Dad's going to spray wheat. I do know that, and we're going to help him with whatever he needs help with. Beyond that, we may hook up a disc and go disc some corn stalks. We may hook up a bean planter and go plant some beans. We may fire up a seed treater and treat some beans. We got, oh man, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you tomorrow.